here we go. It's Mr. Young.
And it's Farad in the building, yo.
How we doing, everybody? Let me say hello to Chad. Fast Game, it's good to see you. Edison, what's up? Bunnies can fly, indeed. And we will get to all that good stuff in just a little while. What did you just say?
I still got Bad Bunnies. I got Bad Bunnies theme song in my head, bro. His Puerto Rico theme song. I love that song, bro.
Oh my God. What's the theme? They keep saying, Live Boricua. Holy hell. I want to go to Puerto Rico now, bro.
Yeah, all the chants, bro. I think it's better than a football game, bro. La 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 Boricua. Na 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 Boricua.
You know, oh my gosh. Okay. And I guess maybe the theme of this podcast today might as well just be foreign events. Because, hey, bro, it's all about you, bro, today. It's all about foreign.
It's a foreign affair, bro. Let's go.
I know,
Let's
right?
go.
But, oh my gosh, I think we have hit that era of, yes, these brands are going to go ultra global, and maybe, just maybe one day, bro, pay-per-view, premium live event, Singapore, can we cross our fingers? Can we pray to the wrestling gods?
If UFC can do a show in Singapore, I don't see why not, right? We'll take anything, bro. We will take bragging rights.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, house shows are fine, but come on, man. Give us the glitz and glamour of a full-on pay-per-view, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, even a smaller pay-per-view. Be that as it may, how the heck are you? How have you been since last week, bro? We need to catch up, you know?
Yeah, we got to catch up. I mean, it's nice to be back. We took a little of a break right after WrestleMania. But I feel like the gears are turning, man.
Yes,
I think we need to get back in the groove because there's a lot of wrestling content coming out, both local and WWE AEW, bro.
Absolutely, and I can't wait to get down to all that good stuff. Grapple Max got that Settle Outside show coming out really soon.
Love the name.
We love this name, right? SPW has an event coming up soon as well. I believe Ring of Rebirth got plans too. So, yeah, man, lots of wrestling to get down to, so we can't wait.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I think the great thing is when you take breaks here and there, right? We are trying not to, book ourselves into a corner in terms of what we talk about on this week's podcast. When there's nothing to talk about, right? But I think when there is things to talk about, I feel the interest level is there. There is a demand. So we create a new demand and supply, bro, Mr. Young.
Well, here's the thing. I believe that there's always something to talk about. It's just that we need a break from it also. It's good for us to stay away from the product for a while. If just like we always talk about, if you see something too often, it gets very boring, it gets bland, it becomes very ununique. I think that can happen to anybody. That's why, you watch even TV shows, it's such an incredible thing for a TV show to last more than 5 seasons, 6 seasons, 7, 8 seasons. It's a miracle that The Simpsons have lasted this long, right? And what more, the WWE as well.
Yeah, and I think the selling point of WWE, the fact that it's a live show, right? So anything can happen and nothing stays the same. So you always have that constant state of flux. If you're going to tell me you're going to watch Friends, right? Friends needs to exist in a vacuum.
Correct.
You can't do Friends all the way until now in their old age. It will just be weird.
Edison says, SummerSlam in the Singapore Sports Hub up to 80K with standing. Let's go! Hey, speaking of Sports Hub area, this weekend, if you you have nothing to do there, don't go. It's going to be packed and crowded, right? At the National Stadium area. Because Blackpink is going to be in town.
So Blackpink in your area.
That's right. And your boy got tickets, so your boy's going to be at the National Stadium. And we're going to be cramped in there with everybody. It's going to be great. We got the cheapest tickets, though, so I might need to bring binoculars.
Bro, you're living life, bro. Living the life. I mean, say hi to Lisa for me.
Yeah, bro. I will shout from my nosebleeds. Lisa, Foreign says hi.
Bro, funny story, bro. Remember a few years ago, I went to Japan. I had a trip to Japan to check out some pro wrestling over there. And then, do you remember the story of how the show, I remember, was it a DDT show? I think it's a DDT show. It was in Kurokan Hall.
Right.
Which is right side by side to Tokyo Dome, which is Sports Hub and Singapore Indoor Stadium, right?
Correct.
At the same night that DDT show was happening, outside it was a Blackpink concert, bro, in Tokyo Dome.
Are you serious?
Yes, I remember. I think I told you this story. So right, as I was wading my way trying to find this Kurokan Hall, everywhere was Jap girls, Jap teenagers, all walking around for Blackpink. So I'm in the wrong crowd, bro.
Wait, bro, what year was this? I'm trying to remember now. 2018.
This was 2019.
19, okay. I mean, you're still talking about Blackpink sort of emerging as this huge breakout group, right? Now is a different story. Now they're at like peak status. Now they're like John Cena at his best. Well, bigger than John Cena, but you get my point.
Yeah, for sure. So it's I mean, I can only imagine how crazy the crowd is gonna be. How were the tickets? Even the cheap ticket, was it okay?
The cheap tickets is like 150, 160. Was it even? I can't remember. But yeah, I remember like the best tickets were like 500 plus. I was like, holy shit, bro. That's a lot of cash
Man.
to see Blackpink in your area.
Man, they better bring it, bro. They better just bring it this Saturday, bro.
They always do lah. They always put on a show. Did you see the clips of them at Coachella? All of a sudden, by the way, this is kick to the K-pop, is it? What's going on?
No. We are going on a long sojourn, but because we are waiting for more people to come in. But I would argue, will the Singapore crowd be able to beat the Puerto Rico crowd in anything, bro? After watching,
wow. You know, I love my fellow Singaporeans. I do, but I will have to say, nah. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Okay. Talking about foreign crowds, we'll get to Puerto Rico in just a bit, but I very quickly also, and I put it in the ticker at the bottom, right? I want to talk about AEW. Let's not talk about the TV product right now because nothing has changed. It's still the same old, right? Tony Khan will never change. Young Bucks will never change, blah, blah, blah. That stuff is just going on, right? But let's talk about All In, their big Wembley event. And Tony Khan made the big announcement. What was it? 60,000 tickets have been sold already.
I don't know, man. It's so funny, right? Because when you watch the product week in and week out, you're like, how the hell are they going to sell 1,000 tickets, let alone 60,000?
Here's the crazy thing. Not a single match has been announced yet. Which goes to show, right? The brand, at least the brand name is still there. You know what I mean? There's some clout to the brand name. But also, hello, Sir Hus. Sir Hus says, my auditor just passed by my desk. I never closed YouTube so fast in my life. Trying to sneak in some kick to the gut while at work, bro. We appreciate the risk you take.
Technically, we are all sneaking in time at work, bro. Hey, let's be honest here, bro.
Hang on. Sir Hus, it's 12 o'clock. Noon time. Isn't this lunchtime? Basket, they're working you too hard, bro. 12 o'clock should be lunchtime. Ask him to F off.
Makan one corner, go to the kopitiam, drink kopi and listen to kick the gut. Let's go.
Hey, I got my tea. I'm ready to talk. Okay, so back to All In, London, Wembley Stadium. This is the first time AEW is gonna be in the UK in a big way, right?
That's correct.
I don't understand why people are surprised. Remember, like when this first came out, I think a lot of people expected me, especially because I'm such an AEW hater, to be like, oh, they won't be able to sell out. But I was like, no, man, I'm pretty sure they will do very well. And even if they don't do well, Tony Khan won't let them not do well. He'll probably buy out and give out those tickets. I'm not saying they did it here, but what I am saying is that's a region that is so starved for AEW content that I'm not surprised at all. Are you surprised?
No, bro. If you think about it, right, all the biggest YouTube reaction channels, YouTube commentary on wrestling, where are they from? Cultaholic.
Yeah.
Not Bleacher Report. What do you call it? What Culture?
What Culture?
Right? Parts Fun Known with Adam Blampier or Simon Miller, right? Basically, the point is, right, they are so starved for wrestling content. They created YouTube channels. I would say they are the one that kind of were the trailblazers in the YouTube sphere on fan interaction of that nature. And don't like all these, they have all these like one-man shows inside the ropes, and all these wrestlers from the US will come to the UK to just do sit-down shows, and they get sold out regularly. So yeah, definitely, I think the content is starved for wrestling in any form. Doesn't matter WWE or AEW, bro. Even Impact wasn't like Impact super well in UK when they were in their pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like I said, this is no surprise. Now the question is, if they do it a second time, can they sell it out? And that is the measuring stick, right? But yeah, for now, of course, this is the big novelty. It's a big event. It's a happening, right? What was the last big thing that happened at Wembley? Like, it was probably a football match, right?
I mean, Wembley regularly sells out during FA Cup finals.
Yeah.
So cup finals, right? They always talk about like, oh, we want to go to Wembley. We're going to win a title in Wembley. So it's always big deal. Is happening. And remember, we talked about a few weeks ago how Warner is celebrating their 100th anniversary, and Wembley also celebrating their 75th anniversary. So I believe, right, this is just a marketing tactic, not just on AEW side, but it's Wembley that they're bringing in all these international shows to showcase their stadium. Warner wants to do a big event to celebrate their anniversary, and they're gonna get the AEW involved. So I think it's just like a great, I would say, like as fate would have it, like all the stars align for all these three entities, right?
So the last time there was a big wrestling event in Wembley was SummerSlam '92, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So,
Wow. 30 years ago.
the folk over in the UK, especially for that stadium, have been starving for it. So I'm absolutely not surprised. Now, I think maybe it also bodes them well that the rumor is out there that it could be a CM Punk. Like, can you imagine if they already announced, the main event will be Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson, for example, right? It's not CM Punk. Then I don't know if that's going to be as big of a main event as compared to the rumor of maybe CM Punk comes back. Do you think that plays a role?
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's smart of them. They're testing their brand's strength, right? Their brand power, whether they can sell out an arena based on the strength of their name. And of course, again, you can't underestimate the UK crowd. Remember, right, bro, when WWE wasn't doing so well back in the mid-90s, like the New Generation era, didn't they have a lot of pay-per-views overseas to make up for the bad sell out stadiums in and arenas in the United States, because United States can't even sell out because they are so fatigued from wrestling. They had to find new audiences overseas.
That's right. And I think that, so moving away from the AEW story, right? And is there anything else you wanted to add to the AEW thing, by the way?
No, not surprised. But again, they have a lot to do on their TV side to create a card worthy of that venue, in my opinion.
But then again, right, we've said this very often, and I brought up the point where the best way now to watch AEW is to not watch the weekly shows and just watch the pay-per-view. They are really an indie outfit where when you just watch the big event, it's cool. They do all these crazy stunts, crazy dives and shit like that. But if you go and watch in between every week and they're doing the same shit every week, it gets boring, it gets mundane, right? So better to not watch the weekly show. So in this sense, sort of like, I'm sure they will like go all in and all out.
Yeah,
and
literally, right?
Right, yeah. They'll probably have like Rishi says, a stadium stampede match, use football, whack each other, all kinds of nonsense. Like, they'll come out with bullshit, right?
Yes, I agree.
Beyond that, it's just going to be one big happening event, and after that, that's it. Like, I don't know if the WWE are going to be worried or anything like that, especially not after what happened this past weekend.
I'm curious as well because they could have done it at Craven Cottage, which would be the equivalent of Tony Khan doing it in the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium, right? They already own the place. They don't have to worry so much about rent, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I think Wembley was a risk. It was a calculated risk. They purposely wanted to, put themselves on a pedestal, try to sell out something that they can't sell. My question is, they are coming into this with their worst television, like in a long time, right? Yeah. Like if you're talking about doing this, selling it out in 2021 when CM Punk just returned, and like the hype, everyone was loving AEW. People were coming in, signing up with from WWE. Like that would have been the perfect culmination to end it at Wembley. So it's like, give you the best example. Yeah, imagine Maroon 5 right now want to sell out like Super Bowl like 2023. Like no one gives a damn. I mean, even in 2019, I would argue that they weren't even in the peak of their powers to headline a Super Bowl, but then they still suck.
Yeah, no, but
if you do it now.
Yeah,
come on.
But like we're saying, they're doing it and it's working only because the people there have been starved for it. And that's probably why he didn't want to do it at Craven Cottage. He's like, okay, the first time has to be the big one because it only goes down from there. The second time, it's not going to be as big. The second time might as well be at Craven Cottage, That would make more sense, right? So the first one has to be the big one because he cannot go the other way already. Once you set that bar, it only goes down. It cannot go up unless you have a hot product, which I don't know if he realizes he does not.
Yeah, and you're perfectly right in the sense that he's striking not while the iron is hot, while there is still an iron to be struck.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it, right? And so at the end of the day, we'll go and watch because of the spectacle. But then moving on from there, where do they go from there? Can they do big events after that? You know, this is very reminiscent of the very first was it the first one, the crowd-funded pay-per-view? Was it All In or All Out? I forget the name.
That was All In. So this is essentially the sequel to that first All In.
So that All In was like basically a lot of people just putting their money down to support this brand, and you know, they wanted the alternative to the WWE, right? But this time around, I think a lot of it has to do with the like, whoa, event. This is a big happening. We want to be at the big happening. So,
very interestingly, Rishi mentioned AEW will benefit from the NJPW format. What do you think he means by that?
I don't know, because I don't watch New Japan.
because I know New Japan is essentially, they are not a television product. Like there's no weekly New Japan show every Monday on some Japanese channel, right?
Yeah.
They are essentially a touring company, and then they only have pay-per-views on their big shows. But the rest of the week, they go on excursions, or they do.
Okay.
Like,
well, I mean, don't you think that AEW is kind of booked like New Japan, but with TV shows in between, so they has fill it out with bullshit lah?
Yeah, essentially that's it lah. Because they can't do the WWE method of having like a long running storyline throughout. They are not capable of doing such a thing. Outside of like their podcast.
Why are they not capable of such? When you say they are not capable, are you talking about it's not capable because of the structure there, or because they don't have the right people and they just don't know how to do it?
I would argue they don't have a booker lah who knows how to structure long-term storylines lah.
Yeah, that is true. But okay, we'll see. Did you hear about the whole Jungle Boy thing when he was in the UK doing fanfares, that kind of stuff, and apparently he had a really bad attitude?
I saw some of the footage. I saw it was on Twitter.
Oh wow.
Man, bro, that fella is a young guy. Fella doesn't know anything about the business. I would say he's a rich kid who, you know, I wouldn't say he's like a man of the people.
Right, no, he has a chip on his shoulder. But here's the thing, right? You're supposed to be out there and you're supposed to be the baby face of the company. And you're like, I don't know, man. Maybe they need to turn him heel. But then again, he isn't a good performer, period. So whether heel or face, it's still going to suck, right?
Yeah, it's so funny, right? Like, I would argue Dominic Mysterio has way surpassed Jungle Boy in terms of not just ability, but crowd reaction, character.
For a lot of the Raws, you see Dominic gets the loudest heel heats, yeah? And some people are not even comparing him to Jungle Boy. They're comparing him to MJF, for crying out loud.
He's like the biggest heel outside of Roman Reigns in WWE at some nights, bro.
Right, and even now Roman Reigns gets cheers. So you could argue that Dominic is the biggest heel in the entire company, which is kind of crazy lah, but you know. It is what it is. So okay, enough about the AEW. Hello Jason, how are you? Let's talk about this past weekend in Puerto Rico. What can I say, man? It's one of those situations, and we talk about how a crowd makes a pay-per-view, right? Like, it didn't matter how bad the pay-per-view was, and trust me, it wasn't bad at all by any stretch, but this crowd would have made it good, even if it was bad. The fact that it was good made it like 10 million times better.
Do you remember 2005 New Year's Revolution when they had it in San Juan, the last time they were there?
No. What was the main event?
That was where they had the Elimination Chamber, and this was like Batista's rise. And I think this was the road to WrestleMania 21. So it's 2005, early 2005.
Okay.
So during this period, if you remember, okay, I'm just gonna like jog your memory. The World Heavyweight Championship was vacant, and Randy Orton really left Evolution, and they were like having a rivalry, right? Randy and Triple H. But then in this match, Batista was also in this match. So Batista's job was to kind of help Triple H win. But there was this early seeds of distrust because I believe like Randy did like RKO on Batista, and Triple H technically could have like stopped the count, but he chose to like just fall down the corner, right?
I remember
this. Yeah, now you remember, right?
Yep.
Yes. So, funnily enough, Triple H referenced this during the press conference, the Backlash press conference in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Yeah, very funny because he said like, 15 or 17 years ago, I was a champion walking into the Backlash, walking into
Puerto Rico, San Juan.
Yeah, the last pay-per-view that WWE did in San Juan. And right now, I have the honor of telling you guys about the World Heavyweight title, right?
Uh-huh.
So I just see a lot of there's so much history in San Juan from
Right.
not just the WWE perspective, but if you know all the stories in the past, they always talk about how the crowd in Puerto Rico is like damn crazy and damn
Yeah.
violent. They can incite riots if you're the heel. Ric Flair
They
talk about it all the time.
Yeah, they love the street fight. They love a bit of blood, which, well, we got to see a little bit of everything, right?
Correct. Don't you feel like they remind you of a 1980s crowd?
Yeah. They reminded me of an ECW crowd. Not that they are disgusting ne'er do wells, no, in that they are so passionate about the wrestlers and they were cheering and booing along the way for almost everybody. And some very surprising people they were cheering as well, which we will get to in just a little while. But
Yeah.
the crowd to me was the MVP of the entire show. Like, holy
I
hell.
I agree. I will use this analogy, bro. I think the crowd was a booker's dream, bro.
Yes. You could literally, based on that crowd, turn anybody you want, do anything you want, and it would have worked because they would have reacted to it, right?
Yep,
Which
yeah.
Which
Amazing.
brings me to my other point of, is Nick Khan's sort of connections and his inner workings with Endeavor finally paying off? Like, this is the start of more of these world tours, because if UFC is very good at anything, they've gone all around in Brazil, in Europe, in US, UK. They've held UFC events all over the world, so they will have the connections to perhaps do more now with the WWE, with this new product that they have.
Very interesting you brought up that point, bro, because I was just about to say that I've heard that this was Nick Khan's idea all along for WWE to expand internationally. Like,
There you
that
go.
was one of his, I would say, big directives when he became CEO.
Yep.
He wants WWE to be able to auction off their PLEs to cities. So, like how in WrestleMania, their cities bid to have the ability to host.
Yep.
He wants to do it for even the B level pay-per-views, C level, which is really, really smart, don't you think so?
Oh, absolutely. Singapore Tourism Board, please, do one for us.
Oh my god, yes, please, yes. No, but it's so smart because last time when we as fans, when we watch like a Backlash or like a freaking Clash of Champions, you're like, yeah, this is a waste time, this is a C level, you know? And I felt that when they're doing it in the US, but imagine, right, they have all the pay-per-views, like the Backlashes, the Judgment Day, or whatever it is, in international waters or international cities. Every single paper is going to be lit, bro.
Yeah, bro. Remember when the Saudi Mania was, you knew it was some nonsense, some glorified house show. And then year after year, the money starts pouring. It's like, okay, we better do this properly. And then all of a sudden, the Saudi Mania shows become like legit WrestleMania, but in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah, and like, again, the crowd in Saudi Arabia are really invested.
Yes.
They love who they were. Didn't they make Logan Paul essentially a baby face in Saudi Arabia?
Pretty much, right? The problem with coming to Singapore, and I know for us fans, we would love that. Do you think we could sell out a PLE? I don't even think we sold out the house show in 2016 when they came down, when we were there.
But the thing is, they've come down quite regularly. I think the last 7 years, like they came like 2015, 2017, 2019.
Yeah.
There was quite a lot of WWE being here. But if they want to sell out the Sports Hub, it needs to be like it needs to be a pay-per-view. They need to get international exposure, and for some reason Dante Chen needs to be a main roster member. Then I think it makes sense for them to come to Sports Hub.
So, okay, interesting stat that Jason brings up. Puerto Rican Tourism Board, they paid the WWE 1.5 mil to come in. They're not repeating it though, so it's a one-off, like, it's a tourism spend. So yeah, essentially what needs to happen is Singapore Tourism Board needs to go, okay, we see the worth, we're gonna spend the money. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. Because the last few times that they've come down to WWE, right, for house shows, those are just like by the way, we're going to be in Japan, we might as well swing by Singapore, make a bit of extra money. That's it.
Yep. We weren't their main attraction, right? In
Absolutely
the Asian,
not.
Yeah, but if they were to somehow create that star, like I would say, like Dante Chen is the key to everything. If Dante Chen is a big enough star, like, how remember they did that show in Melbourne, Australia, and then they gave Buddy Murphy the Cruiserweight title.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's nice to have that one match, but it's not going to be the main event. It's not going to be the linchpin that sells the entire event. Ultimately, it has to be a tourism board thing, and it has to be. It's a money thing. You're buying the show. You're paying to bring the WWE, this traveling circus, in, and
Bro, I would argue, right? Any Asian wrestler, any Australian wrestler is technically all our home
Sure.
wrestlers.
Sure.
Like
Sure,
I
well-
would say, Rhea Ripley would be beloved in Singapore. Come on.
Well, she's beloved everywhere, lah. But yeah, your Io Shirai's, your Shinsuke Nakamura could very feasibly headline, one of these events.
Remember when Nakamura headlined against AJ Styles when
Yeah.
we were there ringside?
Yeah.
How crazy the crowd went. And this was, both of them weren't doing nothing, jack shit on television.
But question, like once again, going back to it, was it even a sellout? I don't think it was, And so
No, it
I
wasn't.
don't think there's a market for it. If anything, you should probably do it in Malaysia, Indo, one of these bigger countries with a bigger crowd. And then Singaporean fans will fly in what?
Yeah, that's true. But I would argue WWE is so much hotter now in 2023 than in 2019.
Sure. That is a good point
So-
as well. So, I mean, it's a pipe dream. I'm sure they have bigger targets. I'm sure they want to go Europe. I'm sure they want to go to maybe other cities in South Africa, whatever the case may be. There are just way more venues
Yeah.
than tiny little dot in Singapore.
I remember, bro, 2003, they did a SmackDown tour in Singapore. Do you remember there was this, they filmed this for WWE? Eddie Guerrero, John Cena, all eating Chinese food in Chinatown. Do you remember this?
They went to the medicinal shop or something. It's a bull penis or something like that.
Yeah. And then what Eddie Guerrero was saying, like, you should put Tabasco on this. Like, anything can get, anything I can eat because I'm Mexican, right? So, yeah.
So that aside, okay, let's get back to the Backlash. And they kicked off. I was surprised they kicked off with this, but hearing the crowd was very ready. They were like, freaking Io Sky had the biggest pop I've heard heard her ever in her life, in my life. Like,
Bro, to be
holy
fair,
hell, bro.
They brought back her old theme song, her heel NXT theme song, which is like amazing, like her freaking Yakuza music. So like, come on,
Yeah,
who wouldn't pop for that?
And they were kind of booing Belair. They were against Belair. So I'm very curious as to what has happened here. Like, why all of a sudden did this crowd turn on Belair a little bit and were completely behind Io Sky?
I believe the Puerto Rican crowd is also kind of a smart crowd as well. Even though they love their baby faces, they cheer, but they also see who are the workhorses. Do you realize all the workhorse wrestlers, the one those underappreciated, but everyone knows that they are universally good? Io Shirai, right? I think it's just them trying to give their flowers to all these underappreciated wrestlers.
And I think they also get that whole, okay, Bianca is on that Cena push, Roman Reigns push. Let's start booing her. I think this might plant the seeds for the next couple of weeks. I don't know if, the next couple of weeks we'll see the American crowd start to boo her. I kind of am hoping so because Bianca, they're doing the whole, what's it? How many day run already? Has she been champion for a year? She's trying to break some record lah. It's you're bringing a record, but nobody really is paying attention, right?
Yeah, and also the problem is she is a Raw champion on SmackDown, so there needs to be some addressing there.
Rhea's a SmackDown champion on Raw, so it's a lateral swap lah.
I wish they don't do the belt swap thing, but that's the only thing they probably can do lah.
Yeah, there's no other way. And if they ever want to unify, it has to be, at a major event. So, your Survivor Series, SummerSlam, WrestleMania. So that's not going to come anytime soon. The match itself, okay, I mean, shit. This reminded me of an NXT match. Triple H probably just told them to all right, you guys go out there and do what you did in NXT.
Didn't they have a good feud in NXT as well, both of them?
Yes. That's why everyone's sort of been like, okay, why is Io Sky sort of jobbing around as Bayley's lackey? And, it's not like she's getting the rub from Bayley. They've just kind of been, being lackeys. And here, she kind of stood out by herself. I'm hoping that this is sort of the lead-in to her breaking away from Damage Control.
Yeah, I mean, it's great that she came out by herself. Most of the match was just one-on-one, and of course Io showed out, right? Her moonsault is amazing, some of the awesome sequences they did. That both of them are pros.
Yep.
Damage Control only came out at the end, and like I
Yes.
mean, speaking of Bailey, everyone was talking about Bailey's guard back, bro.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, yes. But anyway, I digress. But the point is, Damage Control came right at the end, and Bailey kind of cost Io the win.
In a way, yes.
Yeah. So
Seems.
I hope there's some issues there.
Yeah, I mean, if you were watching this pay-per-view and you've only watched this pay-per-view in recent times, you would think that Io Sky was a big star.
Yes.
If you watch Raw or the past couple of months, you'd be like, Io who? You know?
Oh man, she's so underutilized. I think she is the best Japanese wrestler since Asuka, to debut.
True.
They should really, and I would even argue that I think she has a much more, I would say, intriguing personality than Asuka, because she's kind of have this resting bitch face, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, okay, I just hope that they don't make her do the, typical foreign heel. All they do is scream, act weird, like
Nah. She got the judgy eyes, bro. She got the.
she does the weird, like, I don't know. To me, that is a bit much. Like, it's a bit too much. Like, okay, you're a bit being extra. Just be normal. I feel. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's their style there, but like, the Japanese wrestlers, a lot of them like to do like, oh, I'm from the Orient.
Lots of movement.
Like, it's some weird movements. I'm like, okay, can you just act normal, please?
Oh
Just-
my god,
just
all
be
the
menacing.
Oriental vibes.
I know, like, what is that? Like, what really is that? Like, I don't know, man. Like,
I think, bro, they are crying. They are dying for a Japanese wrestler who can speak well spoken,
Yeah.
can speak English, no accent. They are dying for Ken Watanabe, basically, lah.
who the heck is? Oh, Ken. What? He got accent. Why? Cannot. What? You talking about the actor? Is it?
Yeah. But okay, who would you say is a very well spoken Asian man? I would say Donnie Yen speaks really well.
Sure. Yeah. Just a
Yeah.
slight accent. You mean, right?
Would
No, like,
do.
I think the accent gives them their charm, but it's just that,
yeah.
like, Io and a lot of, like, even Asuka, they literally can form like one sentence and that's it. So that's a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not
Correct.
like
They need a eloquent, someone who
Yeah.
can speak really, really well and comfortable in English.
Dante Chen.
Yeah, like clearly, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
we
but I mean-
literally are sitting on a, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot more development to be done there, lah. So, great match. Bianca Belair won, which was the obvious choice. Hopefully, we see Io Sky move away from Damage Control moving ahead, lah. And then we'll probably get Io versus Dakota Kai, Io versus Bailey at some point. Then,
I would dare say Io and Dakota will still stay together and they oust Bailey.
you think so? Okay. Oh, Jason says Michin, but Michin is Michin, lah. See, here's the thing. Just because you're Asian and can speak doesn't mean, you still need to wrestle.
Isn't
You still
she
need
like
the X Factor? Huh?
Isn't she like Blackanese? Not really Asian.
Asian bladdy. I don't know. What was her phrase? The bladdy. The baddie.
Head-
Blasian. Blasian. Black and Asian. Blasian. There you go.
Malaysian. Okay. Head bitch in charge, right?
Yeah. Or head baddie in charge if you're going PG. Yeah, she doesn't really stand out, unfortunately. So there you go. Let's move on then. The match nobody wanted but was surprisingly good. Seth Rollins versus Omos. This is all on Seth, lah.
Clearly, bro, come on.
But well, okay, so you have this match. I don't know what for. Omos gets beat. Like, he's become that Braun Strowman, that Big Show. Like, after a while, oh, he's so big, he's so tall, and then now he's just losing to Randos. Not Randos, lah. It's still Seth. But you know what I mean? Like,
I still have no idea why they feuded, because like I wasn't watching a lot of the Raws and Smackdowns, but can anyone tell me feasibly what was their beef? Why did they start fighting?
there was some sort of, they rationalized it. They tried to reference some interaction they had in the previous months. But it was like, okay lah, nobody cares, you know?
I think this was like Seth Rollins, like maybe last, like, okay lah, fine. You go help give this guy a good match. Okay, then after this we can give you the world title. This is
Right.
probably what it is all about.
Hey, I hope so, because man, he deserves it after pulling a decent match out of Omos.
Yeah, no, legitimately, I sat through that entire match. Maybe it was
Yeah.
like 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and I was like, oh shit, like Seth is in peril, man. Like Omos is like doing cool. Do you see Omos basically do an Undertaker tribute?
When?
He did Snake Eyes.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Snake Eyes into the big boot, and I was like, okay. For some reason, I actually thought Omos actually looked smooth in that match. So I don't know whether my eyes are deceiving me or not.
Bro, Seth is wrestling Jesus, so he made him look good. Okay.
Do you know that finisher that he did, right? That storm from the top, wouldn't it destroy your knees? Because I was so scared for him when he jumped from that high.
Right, yeah, because you're landing on one knee lah, basically.
Yeah, you're landing on one knee, and he is kind of like taking it full force on one leg as well, like on the landing. So
because he cannot put weight on the other leg, because then he would really stomp poor Omos, right? So yeah, I mean, obviously he's not going to do that finisher all the time, but it made sense, right? Like, oh, I can't finish him off with my regular stomp. I better do a stomp off the top rope.
Yeah, I thought that was a great way of like elevating the finisher and also making Omos look like a badass.
Yeah. I like a lot of the booking this entire pay-per-view. I would like to think that maybe Vince McMahon is like, I don't want to go to Puerto Rico, and Triple H had free reign, and that's why all the booking made sense. It was good booking.
Isn't it crazy when you just let the most logical outcome happen and don't jerk around the hometown crowd lah?
Yeah, pretty much, right? Funnily enough, okay, the third match, right? This one was a bit of a toilet break match for me. I don't know why. I like you sat through Seth versus Omos. I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, Bronson Reed. Tell me what you think about this match.
Okay, first of all, I get it. Why? Honestly, if that Omos and Seth match was cold, I would say this triple threat match is even colder.
But here's the thing. They have more of an interaction on Raw leading up to this. They've had more interaction,
But Bobby and Austin Theory has like fought over the US title so many times in the last couple of months. So that one done already. That one bossy already, right?
Yeah.
Bronson Reed is the new like X Factor coming into the match. So I watched it not for Bobby and Austin. I really wanted to see Bronson Reed because I haven't really had a chance to sit down and watch his matches. And I must say, bro, like, doesn't he remind you of Bam Bam Bigelow a bit?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, visually he does, but athletically as well. He's a very athletic big man, you know?
Yeah, this fella was doing freaking like moonsaults. Bro, his fucking tsunami was like amazing because the way he does and sets up his tsunami, right? When he goes on the top rope, right, he's basically launching himself from one leg, you know?
Yeah.
So it's even more impressive. I'm like, wow, this guy, so, but again, he had to take the loss, lah.
Yeah, of course. Like he was there, like, so you keep Bobby strong, you keep Austin Theory strong, right? I mean, this was quite an obvious decision. Yeah. Like they were not going to change the title.
I would say it was a great TV match, but again, will it make sense on a pay-per-view? I get why it was a toilet break, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's move on then to, well, I mean, one of the hometown heroes here. Holy shit. Like, Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega. And you know when Zelina Vega came out and then you should see like the emotion on her face? Like, I don't know if she was acting or she really felt it, but I felt that she felt it. You know, if she was acting, she did a very good job acting. But holy hell, you could tell, like, this is the babyface, a hometown hero. She's so grateful and happy to be there, going up against the monster heel champion.
I felt it was so genuine, that whole thing. Even if, like, if you're someone who couldn't care less for Zelina Vega before this, I think just seeing her in that environment, seeing her get her flowers from her hometown. Technically, she's not really from there, but, you know, family's from there.
Yeah.
I still felt like, wow, anything is possible. Like, I really thought it was going to be a Rey Mysterio moment. Even though, like, realistically, we know Rhea is definitely not going to drop the title. But just the way it was presented, we couldn't help but root for Zelina Vega.
Is this the best she's looked in a long time as well? Like, in terms of ring shape?
Sure. I mean, she looks smoking all the time, but, like, something about her new presentation with the LWO, with Rey Mysterio as a mentor, right?
Okay, to be fair, let's talk about the LWO for a second. Other than Rey and maybe Zelina, like, who else? I mean, Joaquin Wild and the other fella, I don't even know his name.
No. Change name, bro. Cruz del Toro.
Yeah, Cruz del Toro, yeah. And, you know, Santos Escobar is supposed to be, quote-unquote, the leader of those two. But, like, you know, they kind of come off as lackeys as well. Like,
they haven't. Okay, I don't know how they were presented in NXT. Maybe you might know better, but I've never seen Santos Escobar like really cut a proper promo. He doesn't have that, I would say, Alberto Del Rio kind of charisma. So I don't know what is he all about.
But he does though. That's the thing. I think he's better than Alberto Del Rio. He speaks better, more fluent English than Alberto Del Rio. So
Okay, so he has he had a chance to just show that, or what?
that's the thing. I don't think so. And he's always on NXT. He was a heel ma, so he was like this menacing bad guy. Sort of. I wish. Well, I guess because now you want to ride off the coattails of quote unquote of Ray and Eddie as well. I mean, they come out to Viva La Raza for crying out loud. That's Eddie's freaking theme song, right?
Do you feel like it's a bit of butchering
Yes.
his classic theme?
Yes, I do. Because every time I hear it, I get excited. Then I read, oh wait, no, it's LWO, it's Bluff One.
Oh,
They're cheating
no.
it feels like they're cheating my feelings, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that's sad. So I don't know when I had mixed feelings about the new theme song, because I don't know whether it was paying homage or it was like you're just leveraging off of another more popular, name.
It feels to me like a straight up ripoff. Like, how long did the LWO even last in WCW? Not that long.
Less than a year, bro. Less than a
Yeah.
year. I would argue Legado's theme song is really so good, and don't they have like an awesome chant in
Yeah.
NXT?
Legado. No, like the tune. Dun, 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 so everyone would chant Legado.
Okay,
Yeah, but
I didn't even know it was Legado's theme song until I started playing WWE 2K23, and I had like the entrance music as part of the menu music.
right. Yeah.
I was like, what's this dope song? I really like this dope song. I couldn't put two and two together until I actually played as Santos Escobar.
But okay, here you know what it is, right? Legado del Fantasma is too chim for your average American audience. Must make it simple. LWO. I can't remember. Legado, yeah, foreign language. I don't know, bro. I don't know what foreign language this is, but I can support the LWO. But Legado del Fantasma, what the f is that?
Bro, your southern accent is amazing, bro. Respect, bro. Come on, guys, give some support to Mr. Yagon. This is amazing.
Anyway, so Zelina looked awesome. Rhea, holy hell, mommy, Rhea has gone from just like badass, looks cool to like her entire presentation. Now you can see the confidence in her face. Also, she's a natural. She is just. From everything she does, the way she looks at the camera, the way she looks at Zelina, she might just be one of the best wrestlers in the WWE. Not women wrestlers, the best, one of the best right now.
I would argue, right, like that match with Charlotte was that final form that she was lacking. Then once she beat Charlotte, she got that approval, that stamp of approval. We are seeing the maturity of Rhea Ripley as an entertainer, as a sports entertainer and wrestler as well.
I am so happy to be able to be here to watch peak Rhea, as I think she is hitting her form right now. This match was really well put out, I thought, because if this were AEW, right, Zelina Vega would have beat the shit out of Rhea Ripley. But this, thank God, it was big, strong powerhouse versus quick and fast and smaller.
Mr. Young. I see that you've been listening to Jim Cornette.
No, but it's a classic matchup.
I agree. Most of the sound bites, I was just before I came on the podcast, I was listening to him in the morning, and he hit basically all the same points, right? The fact that even though realistically Zelina against Rhea is supposed to be a mismatch, but I think they lean into it. They lean into the fact that it was a big girl, small girl match.
Yeah.
She was being resourceful. And Rhea was kind of like underestimating her. Yeah. And the La Chancla, bro, come on.
What, the slipper, is it?
Yes, the slipper.
Oh, that was okay lah. I was sitting there when it happened. I was going, isn't that a disqualification? Isn't that a DQ, bro? Foreign object, bro.
Maybe there's some rules on what is the weight needed. Minimum weight for it to be a foreign object.
Oh, okay. So if I bring in a wire and choke somebody, that one okay lah, because that one technically light, right?
Come on, bro, it's wrestling, bro. I don't even want to try to explain the logic of it. But yeah, it's fun, like they play into what the crowd wanted, right?
Yes, and they gave the crowd a bit of hope. You can see Rhea Ripley just react to everything. She is having fun playing this heel role. It was perfect.
I like what Jim Cornette said as well about how WWE is booking for the world, not just for that hometown at that point in time.
Yeah.
So even though, yes, they gave all the shine to that hometown hero, but in terms of business sense, of course, Rhea Ripley is a dominant run. Of course, she's not going to lose on the first time of asking, right?
Yeah, and of course, like you said lah, it makes sense for the rest of the world, right? For Rhea Ripley to move on. And you see, the thing is, right now they are thinking like a global company. They have the foresight. They have Nick Khan and all that kind of stuff. So AEW is still booking like an independent company. I know, we don't want to go back there, but you can see the difference right now, especially after WWE got sold,
Yeah. I've never doubted WWE's ability to. They are the sports entertainment leaders for a reason, right? They are there to innovate, and even something as simple as booking for the hometown, but also thinking long term for the rest of the world. That's what a global company needs to do, lah.
Yeah.
So it
And
makes
yet,
sense.
even though Ripley won, Zelina still got her moment. So they got the best of both worlds. The heel retain, everything maintained, status quo, it is how it's supposed to be. But you gave Zelina Vega that highlight, and hopefully along the way you elevated her as well, moving forward.
Yeah, if you didn't peep the Raw results, I thought like Zelina might have something else to say about this, but they've moved on. Bro, Rhea has a new challenger already. It's not something that you would like, lah.
Oh no! I haven't watched Raw, so I have no idea. I've only seen
Bro.
some spoilers. Yes.
Take a guess. Who is the most like deflating choice as the next opponent?
Deflating Wow.
You like Alama, this girl again? Who?
This girl again. Wow, you say until damn bad, yeah. Okay, it's not Sonya Deville or no, it has to be a face, right?
She's somebody that is like forever there. She just no one cares about her, but she will just come and give a good match.
Natalia. Okay. This is side quest. This is side quest.
Clearly, maybe they're having a show in Montreal or something.
For us gamers, we know this as a grind. So okay, like you do deal with the side quest, get some XP, then move on to the main storyline. This one is just side quest, okay? Like, oh god, no.
I would rather Zelina have a rematch. Come on.
Sure, actually, just going off of this whole Puerto Rico thing, right? But just a really good match. I mean, I don't think it was as well wrestled as Bianca Io, but storyline and just being in the moment, selling the moment, brilliant.
You see Zelina's best performance in WWE?
I think so. Yeah, I would say so. If anything, the moment elevated her. She lived up to the moment, and everybody goes up.
Do you think Zelina is like slotting into the Sasha Banks role?
A little bit. What, with the blue hair, is it?
The blue hair, the Latina heritage, paying homage to Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio. She's basically took over the Latina demographic, lah.
Yeah, basically, okay, let's move on then. And well, a lot of people say maybe this should have been the main event. I disagree. As much fun as this match was, as good as this match was, it's still, I mean, you can't have the non quote unquote wrestlers be in the main event, right? Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. And also Damian Priest, unfortunately, is not a main event star at this point.
Not yet. I would say this is like a solid upper main event.
Yeah.
Like Vince McMahon versus Shane McMahon in WrestleMania.
yeah, that kind of thing, right? But that Vince versus Shane is not going to headline WrestleMania. Like, you got to leave it to your big boys. So, okay, Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, they did the best they could in terms of technically, if you think about it, this wrestler should destroy and decimate this musician, right?
Yep.
But we've seen Bad Bunny before. We know that he got some skills. He's not some fly-by-night celebrity. He's not David Arquette, let's put it that way. He's shown that he can wrestle, right? And so I think they did a good job. Damian Priest, he's a tale as old as time. The dominant heel gets cocky and then he makes a mistake and then suddenly he injured because he did that spinning kick to the post and then, he broke his ankle, whatever shit lah. He injured himself and that let the underdog get in the offense lah.
Yeah, I love that they kind of measure each other up. Maybe Damian will overpower in terms of strength, right?
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Bad Bunny had the hometown crowd, right? He had a 12 man behind him. He had his weapons. He had his New Jack impersonation, with the shopping cart. Yeah. And then somebody made a great reference on social media. I can't remember who he was, but they said he's basically he got the Jeff Hardy guts, which makes him very likable, right?
Yeah.
He's not coordinated at all. He's not Logan Paul in terms of athleticism.
Yeah.
But he got the Jeff Hardy Daredevil. I don't give a damn. I'm just gonna throw my body into everything.
Can we just appreciate how well they handled the extra bullshit, the garbage stuff? They didn't overdo it. There weren't 10,000 tables. There wasn't a barbed wire bat. There wasn't a table wrapped in barbed wire just conveniently hiding under the ring. You know, like it was there, but it wasn't like it were legitimate things you would find in a street fight, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I mean, within the context of what we are trying to suspend our disbelief for, it worked. It's fine.
So there was that big spot where he Priest Falcon arrowed Bunny off platform onto the table, right?
Yep.
Like, I don't know lah. At that point, I was like, wow, he just killed him. But then, you know, it didn't finish the match. So I was like, wow, this Bad Bunny can really take a lot.
He's giving the Shane McMahon rub, bro. You know, the Shane McMahon rub where he just can for some reason, like, you can believably think that Shane McMahon can beat Kane.
Right.
He's like that much of a crazy guy. One thing I wanted to say was, I think they did a great job of, like you said, handling the surprise returns. Like, did anyone, like, honest to God, bro, did you think Carlito was gonna show up in this pay-per-view?
Bro, when his music played, I legitimately got like, who the heck is that? What music is that? And why is it so familiar? It took me a good 3-4 seconds to realize, holy shit, it's Carlito. You know? And
you pop yourself, bro.
I popped myself. I was like, ah! And then, of course, he comes out and he looks jacked.
Bro, the funniest thing was, like, he got a Stone Cold 1999 pop, bro. Do you see the crowd jumping off their feet?
Yeah, they were like, oh, it's Carlito.
If I didn't know it was Stone Cold Carlito coming with a freaking chair to save mankind, bro.
Yeah, it was the perfect moment. And the crowd, like, you have to give it up to the crowd. Like some US crowds are just the shits, right? They want to shit on everything or they're just quiet. This one, complete opposite. Anything also they pop. Savio Vega they pop.
Savio Vega and Carlito was the Stone Cold and Rock of this pay-per-view. The pops for both of them was insane, bro. Oh my god. He didn't do much. He just came and just clean house, spit some apple, crowd went home happy, bro. Perfect.
Well, you see, this is smart booking, right? You first of all had the Judgment Day come out to get the unfair advantage. Only because the bad guys are doing that, then you can have Rey Mysterio come out. But Rey is still, they're still undermanned, 2 versus 3, right? Then, okay, you can justify Carlito come out or everybody come out to even the odds. Then it becomes, all right, you know, the faces are not bullying the heels, quote unquote.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I don't know Savio Vega that well because I think I was too young to see his matches.
Yeah.
But what's up with his freaking spike and slap to the face, bro? Like, is that his trademark move or something? It was so funny.
I can't remember. I do believe he used to do something like that. But here's the thing. Didn't he used to be Quang as well?
Was he Quang?
I think he was Quang.
Shit, my wrestling knowledge doesn't go beyond before 1995, so I'm not sure.
I feel like he used to be Quang, or maybe that was a reference to Quang. I remember somebody in my chat bringing up Quang.
Okay, very interesting. Well, he did a lot of spinning heel kicks. So was it a thing?
Yes, I think so. Then again, it has been a long time since I watched a Savio Vega match. It's kind of crazy, right? Savio Vega was like good friends with the Undertaker, with Stone Cold. Like, isn't he a member of the BSK?
Yeah, he was, and he had a lot of for some reason he had a lot of world title matches against Stone Cold. Randomly fighting The Rock for the IC title. So he was kind of there amongst all these like Attitude Era legends, but he himself wasn't as well thought of. I don't know why.
No, like he was that like a D'Lo Brown almost. He's, you know, like, remember there was a period where D'Lo Brown was involved in a lot of like upper mid card feuds, but then after a while he just kind of slid down.
Yeah, and Savio was part of, was he Los Boricuas?
Shit, I can't remember, I think so. Okay, yes, Who's confirms he used to be Quang.
Yeah, wait, Los Boricuas, who was in this faction other than Savio Vega?
Bunch of other Latino fellas.
Yeah, why the rest of the Los Boricuas weren't in Puerto Rico today? Or like, are they even still alive? I don't know.
I think nobody remembers them.
Yeah, it's like, people remember, what, the Disciples of...
DOA, Disciples of Apocalypse?
Yeah, like... the oddities. Oh my god, like my brain is like
Oh
suddenly
my god.
transported back in
Yeah.
time, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna Google it right now. Los Baricuas.
Yeah, who is in Los Boricos, please?
Okay, he formed this group after he got kicked out of the Nation of Domination. So it was damn funny. I remember now that era. You had the Latino gang, you had the all African American gang, you have the white biker skinheads. It's like wow.
It's basically a prison lah.
Yeah, Savio Vega, Miguel Perez, Jose Estrada, and Jesus Castillo. I have no idea who any of these people are.
Jose Estrada sounds like somebody who worked with Shawn Michaels before. I don't know.
Yeah, you anyhow, bro. Why you just anyhow throw?
Oh wait, the one that trained Shawn Michaels in his Iron Man match was some old fuck, right?
Wow, that one old, yeah. No. That one was
You know which I'm talking about, right?
The Boyhood Dream.
That's Jose Lothario.
Lothario, yes.
Oh
You
my
just
God,
need a few phrases to jog your memory. The Boyhood Dream, Shawn Michaels, and Jose Lothario. No, that's not him. That fella is way older than Los Paricuas. Anyway, I don't know why we got into Los Paricuas, but
No, I'm trying to think of like in the future they're gonna do more shows in Puerto Rico, right? They can't keep bringing out Carlito and Sepulveda.
No.
They need more Puerto Rican stars, right?
This Puerto Rico thing is a one-off, bro. 1.5 mil they paid for
Wow.
WWE. So I don't know if they have that in the budget every single year. Saudi Arabia does, so that's why they get the Saudi mania all the time.
I hope so many people went to Puerto Rico after this, bro. After such a great showing.
So okay, you had Bad Bunny beating Damian Priest. I guess because Bad Bunny like used the chair, whack him a few times, and then had to do the Canadian Destroyer, which honestly, I'm not a fan of the move anymore because it looks fake. You know what I mean? It's one of those moves that you pull out once in a while, I guess, okay, but and I guess you could argue that this is a once in a while move because only Bad Bunny does it.
It's cool if only P.T. Williams did it, like 2005, when no one else has done it.
Yeah, then Adam Cole, it's his Panama Sunrise, basically, and now Bad Bunny does it. I don't like it because it looks very obvious that the other guy is doing the work.
Yeah. He's basically flipping himself backwards on his head lah.
Yeah.
For you.
I am not a fan of moves where the person taking the move has to look like they're helping. If it looks too much, I would say don't do the move.
Then what do you think of that sliced bread that Bad Bunny did then?
Slice bread was okay, right?
I know, but like the thing is, right? Clearly it was Damian that was helping him get on top to jump up the ropes.
Wow.
And he almost landed on his head because of it as well.
Yeah. So okay, fine. Like I mean, that you know what I mean. Like on a regular basis, you could close one eye. You could argue that he's sticking him and then he's going up and then he's doing a move on him, right? But with the Canadian Destroyer, physically nobody can do that weird backflip thing. Is the other like the physics of it shows that guy is helping you do it.
Yeah, again, I'm not a fan of Canadian Destroyers. I think it's overdone. I think AEW spoiled it a lot for me.
AEW has spoiled a lot of moves, bro. Super kick being one of them.
Yeah. I argue Super kick has been way overdone since the Usos took over. So it is what it is. The one thing I wanted to say though was apparently this match was produced by what's his name? The guy that did the freaking sliced bread.
Oh, Brian Kendrick?
Yeah, Brian Kendrick produced this match.
He's back?
He is. He's as a backstage agent.
Okay, didn't he get into trouble for some really weird comments? I can't remember what those comments were.
He was supposed to sign with AEW and debut there.
Yeah.
But then he had like some I think he was like pro-Nazi or some shit like that.
Anti-Semitic stuff lah.
Yeah, probably that. But he's back, and he's apparently produced the match, and he apparently gave Bad Bunny the blessing to do his finisher, which is the sliced bread.
Which, Bad Bunny went and landed on his head. Poor guy.
Yeah, so clearly he didn't pay homage as well as he could lah.
Yeah, but like you said, Bad Bunny is not the athletic sort of celebrity wrestler that Logan Paul is, but he's definitely beloved, and especially in Puerto Rico, holy shit, he might as well have been The Rock and Stone Cold combined, right? Because that's his people. So can we just say that right now in 2023, in the past couple of years, their celebrity involvement has been peaked top level, like now they figured it. It's almost as if they figured it out. This is how we incorporate celebrities.
They also found a current celebrity, like a relevant celebrity.
They found gems, people who are not just celebrities and fans of the sport, but also people who are respectful of the sport, who will train, who will put on a good match, as opposed to David Arquette was a fan, but he's not a trained wrestler. And nothing about what he did looked like he was trained. Same with Dennis Rodman, same with Karl Malone, the two basketball NBA players, right? And then you had like your Bam Bam, not Bam Bam, Lawrence Taylor, who fought Bam Bam. Walane. And
cannot make it.
Cannot, yeah. And then you have your celebrities who clearly have no idea what wrestling is about. They're just there to sort of like show face, promote a movie, those type of celebrities. You don't see any of that anymore.
They really QC the celebrities now, so that's really good.
Either that or they really go through with them. Okay, this is what you need to do. This is what you don't do. Blah blah blah. And yeah, the quality is much better.
Somebody said on Twitter that made me laugh. Like Bad Bunny fighting Damian Priest or like a WWE wrestler is the equivalent of Shawn Michaels fighting Michael Jackson in the 90s. I mean, like Bad Bunny is technically on the level of Michael Jackson of worldwide recognition now at this point. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know if Bad Bunny can dance, but they even have like a similar build. Like they're slightly skinnier, right?
Yeah. So can you imagine?
That's damn funny though. That's damn funny.
I had like the mental image of like Michael Jackson coming out to beat it and then like fighting Shawn Michael. I don't know. It's so funny, bro.
He gets kicked. Woo! As he jumps off the tower. Woo! Frog splash on Shawn Michaels, bro. And then he moonwalk in the ring. Dun, 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 dun.
He was like, Shawn, you wanna fight me? Come on!
Come on! Simone! Woo!
Okay.
Now I want to create Michael Jackson in WWE 2K23 to get that going.
Oh my god, somebody please do that. Freaking have him do You can just steal PS Hayes moonwalking and then use the taunt in WWE 2K.
Oh my god. And then do the crotch shot because he does the thing like okay lah. So similar lah, huh? Damian Priest losing to Bad Bunny. I know there was a lot of shenanigans, but this was the right result, yes, but it kind of makes Damian look a little bit bad, doesn't it? Like big tough guy.
It's weird because I kind of feel like this actually benefited Damian, but not in the logical sense. Like in the wrestling sense, of course, it sucks that he lost to a celebrity. He's the bigger size guy. He got outsmarted, right?
Yeah.
But this is the most mainstream exposure that Damian will ever get.
Sure. Yeah.
Right, so I think him being associated with Bad Bunny clearly is because Bad Bunny trusts him or they trust each other to pull each other to a good match. They have that, they have that affinity already. And also, Damian Priest can go back and say like, he cheated or he beat up my leg, he injured me. He has an out, right? Yeah. And then the next day on Raw today, he was already in the triple threat match. Fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship, contending there over there. So he kind of recovered smoothly, in my opinion.
Damian has become that utility guy, that guy that everyone knows. Okay, you can trust him, put on a good match, even guide a celebrity to a good match as well. I hope that he doesn't get slotted into that role. Obviously we all want him to get pushed up, elevated to upper main event, lower main event or main event.
He has become a bit like Scott Hall to me. Like Scott Hall, you always respected his work rate.
Yeah.
Know he was talented, but for some reason never became the guy.
Yeah. Like never the A guy, right? He's always like the B guy. Is he a B plus player, bro?
I mean, there's also the fact that you have to keep track of his age as well, right? I think he just turned 40.
Still, give him one run, lah. Why not, right? Like, dude, that like if Jinder Mahal, I don't mean to pick on him, but if Jinder Mahal can have a run with the title, why not Damian Priest, bro?
Bro, don't play. Jinder, don't hinder Jinder. He's coming to Raw, bro. He did a segment on Raw today.
He did really with Indusher, is it?
Yeah. He bringing back his gang, so it's gonna be an Indian faction on Raw soon.
Wow. Okay, fine. Oh, that means maybe it's an Indian PLE coming. India PLE coming soon.
Oh, bro, can you imagine if they do a pay-per-view in India? It's gonna be crazy.
Road trip, bro. Let's go Mumbai. I'm ready. I've never been to Mumbai or India, by the way.
Have you been to India or you never been to India before?
Nah, I have never been to India.
Okay, I will definitely put that on my bucket list. If they actually come to India,
Yes.
it's gonna
Let's
be amazing.
go. Okay, let's move on then. Funnily enough, right? And I don't know if it's because this has been played out already, but the Bloodline versus Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn felt a little okay. I think also because the crowd had hit a high with Bad Bunny, so this is the come down. This is the in between, the come down toilet break match almost. Which
Oh
I mean,
wow.
if you think it's kind of crazy, it's the Bloodline, right? One of the hottest, actually the hottest storyline before WrestleMania. Are you still invested in the Usos and the Owens and the Sami Zayn? And now I guess they've included Matt Riddle. Because I will say this, when Matt Riddle came out, the crowd was flat.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Matt Riddle's peak of his popularity was with Rated RK Bro, right? And
Randy.
yeah, unfortunately, that ended because of Randy's injury, and he's gonna flounder. That's just the reality. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I feel like the end game is that somehow Sami finally convinces Jay that he's being, abused lah. Like
By
that's
Roman
the
lah.
whole storyline that they're trying to pay off, right? That he finally realizes that the family is like, abusing him, and they'll finally stand up for themselves. But it's almost as if, because now they're on separate shows, right? Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens is now on Raw. He can't finish that story with Jay. Jay has to stand up for himself, and that's why they're bringing in Solo into the equation. They're making Solo a more prominent, almost like an extension of Roman's fights against the Usos. So I don't mind where the story is going, but I agree the height of it was up to WrestleMania. They had a chance to tell a better story when Cody was the champion, and then they talk about the fall of the bloodline. But now I think they have to kind of accept that this is gonna be a B storyline as opposed to the number one storyline in WWE now.
Right. That's why at this point I'm like, okay, hopefully they move on from like you said, they're splitting brands already, right? So technically Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are on both brands because they are the unified champions. So technically they don't necessarily have to be done with them. But I think maybe what they're doing right now is shifting the focus to Solo and Jay and Jimmy, because there was that moment, right, where, I can't remember which Uso grabbed Solo from behind, and then Solo turned around, he was going to do the spike. But he was like, wait, no, bro, it's me, bro. So
Jay.
Jay was Jay, right? So now they are sort of doing that whole, like, okay, there's mistrust between the brothers. And you're right, like Solo is the extension, he's like the muscle, he's the arm of Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns is not around, he's busy having a drink and taking it easy somewhere as the undisputed champion. So are you quite as invested in Solo, Jay, and Jimmy? Should we just remove and just let Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stay away for a while, because that one is overdone already, and also by extension Matt Riddle, because I think Matt Riddle feels like a third wheel here. They just inserted him there.
Correct. I feel like with what has happened on Raw, and if I can spoil it for you, they basically brought Kevin Owens and Sami to fight against Imperium, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. It makes sense. You need new challenges. Yeah.
Yep. So like Marcel, Bartel, and Fabian, I don't know what's all their names. Ludwig, Kaiser, all of them.
Yeah.
So they came early backstage, and they were trying to herald the impending debut of Gunther. So Gunther is not there on Raw yet. I think he's coming next week.
Okay.
But then in the meantime, they pick a fight with the tag team champions. So I feel like that's where the direction is going.
Yeah. I hope it's not that Imperium, the two non-Gunther guys, are just a bunch of choppers. Because
they would be sad lah.
They will be lucky lah, huh?
Yeah, it's a bit sad if that's the case lah. But I would argue, right, that since Cody is gonna be tied up with Brock for the foreseeable future, since the World Heavyweight title is hopefully gonna be in Seth Rollins' hands and it's gonna be like exclusive to Raw, right now there's no feasible challenges for now, at least for this early part of the summer for Roman Reigns, right? I think this is the perfect time to pull the trigger on the Usos finally standing up to Solo, Jay finally having that one-on-one match with Roman. But I think Roman will eventually kind of like destroy Usos, or somehow he might just win, but then the bloodline completely disintegrate because of that, because the Usos leave the family.
Or they replace the Usos with the Tama Tonga and Tangalua. What the hell are they called? The Gorilla?
God.
God, Gorillas of Destiny.
That would be so dope, bro. I would like, you think we are over? I got more cousins.
I got more Samoans to come and
Yeah.
join.
I think that'll be cool. I think that'll be cool. But I heard about the rumors that they might be joining WWE, so I think that would be a pretty interesting development that were to happen.
Or they join and then like Bloodline really damn bloated already. They got every bloody Samoan from everywhere. Yeah.
But the best part is it's not like the NWO where any Tom, Dick, and Harry join. It's literally just multiple cousins. They got too many cousins.
Yeah. No, this is when you need to bring Joe back just to feud with them. You need Joe,
God.
bro. The only Samoan that's not an Anuai.
I heard there's a big up and coming wrestler on the Indies also from the NOE family. Jacob Fatu from MLW.
Yes.
Have you heard of his name?
Yeah, I've heard of him. I've heard Jim Cornette talk about him before.
Yeah, Jim Cornette is really high on this guy. So like, hey man, if there's so many multiple people that they can introduce if they want to lah.
Wow, this one like the whole family is Jason says Gunther busy doing his honeymoon. Oh, congratulations to the Ring General.
Yes, I saw. Didn't you see on social media suddenly Gunther doing some Bhangra dancing?
Yeah, he's the bedroom general now.
Hey, he's married to this NXT UK wrestler, but she retired already. Jeannie, do you recognize her name?
I have not seen her before.
Okay, so NXT, she was quite big on Progress, like in the British circuit, but apparently she's like mixed Indian blood. So good for Gunther lah. They mixing the Austrian and Indian blood together. I don't know.
Okay. Well, the bedroom is sacred, so we shall not talk anymore about Gunther. The Usos win makes sense, furthers their storyline. It doesn't really matter at this point to Kevin and Sami Zayn if they win or lose, right? Matt Riddle, unfortunately, has slotted into that. Okay, he can take the pin.
I kind of like that WWE is kind of moving away or like creating other stories beyond the bloodline. I think that's only healthy for the business. So yeah.
Fias, it's good to see you, man. How you doing? Fias said he low-key didn't want the bloodline story to end. Yeah, I think a lot of us wanted some sort of payoff, but we have to move on at this point. It is a bit played out, I feel, If anything, just give it some time to breathe. We can revisit it later. Okay, main event time. Are you ready?
Yes, bro. Let's do it.
Adrenaline. Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar. So we had Cody Rhodes like out the blocks, just start hot, which makes sense, right? They've been sort of building up to this, like, oh, you're going to beat me down. You cost me this, cost me that. Now I'm pissed off, and he attacks Brock Lesnar right away.
Yeah, I like it. I like that he is playing into the peril. It created this sense of danger straight immediately off the bat, right? Have you seen the meme that has been walking around on social media though?
Oh, the one where he's like running.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes walking like an angry mother like that.
Yeah, and then he like they like green screen him and they put him on various backgrounds.
Oh dear God, yeah. So I mean, he's creating memories for everywhere he goes, but not in the way that he intended.
But yeah, freaking hell, these two, Cody Rhodes, remember we used to hate on him in AEW. Here, he's home. He's in the main event. He deserves to be in the main event. He worked a great match with Brock Lesnar. None of it felt fake or bullshit or nonsense, right? You had Brock with his dominating moments, and then of course the big story, I guess, out of this entire match was that Crimson Mask, which we haven't seen in WWE in a very long time, which made it all the more shocking.
I thought that was so cool. The fact that, because he's Brock Lesnar, can do whatever he wants, right? But I heard as well, I read up on some reports saying that this was planned. Brock planned to get himself bloody hard way.
Yeah.
He's such a badass that he said, I'm not gonna slice myself, I'm gonna fucking smack my head against a sharp object and get myself bloody.
Who in the right, this is Brock Lesnar for you. He's like, yeah, exactly. Who does color, but okay, I want to do it the hard way. I don't want to do the pussy way of cutting, but what the hell, bro? It's like, yeah, just expose the turnbuckle. I'm gonna whack my head there, can already. Like, what the hell? And
bro, he's a beast, bro.
Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah, and who's gonna say no? Right? And thank God they didn't bring out the doctors to try to patch him up. Remember when Finn Balor got that giant gash on his head? And of course, it's for safety. I understand, I get that. But it killed the momentum of the match, right?
It did.
If they did that here, I think Brock Lesnar would have killed the paramedics.
Oh, yeah. I think you dare touch me, I'm gonna smack your backside up the arena, bro.
Yeah,
I know.
I'll just take you to Suplex City, bro. So they just let the match go on, and it was this bloody mess. I mean, the ending was a bit abrupt, but I guess that's the point, right? And this was the right result. You needed Cody to move ahead, and Brock is going to disappear for a bit and then come back during Crown Jewel. Or Saudi Mania. He needs the paycheck, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
But it gives him an out. Oh, you beat me on a fluke win. It wasn't a 1-2-3. Like, it was a 1-2-3, but you know what I mean.
One thing I never liked about Brock's matches when he was a champion, right, was it was so predictable. It was just suplex, throw people around, suplex. But I think it was because he was fighting the same or similar sized guys who can't really give him that athletic match.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even with Bobby Lashley, like, we thought like it's gonna be a dream match, but it wasn't really, from a wrestling standpoint, that enjoyable. But against Cody Rhodes, right, this match really reminded me of CM Punk versus Brock from SummerSlam 2013. Of course, CM Punk and Cody, I think, kind of similar size.
Yeah.
So they are very...
And they know how to tell a story. At the end of the day, that's what it is. They know how to tell a story in the ring.
Yes. They know how to showcase the fact that they're in danger. I think that's one thing that is in most of Brock's matches. He's a legit badass. This fucker can anytime, like, he angry or what, he probably can just knock the shit. Yeah. Remember that time he go smack the shit out of Braun Strowman because he played too hard with him or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the fact that we know as an audience of what he's capable of, the fact that he even sells for Cody Rhodes makes it a big deal.
I don't know at what point this happened. It's almost as if a switch got flicked, right? Maybe I feel like it's we saw the beginning of this during Cowboy Brock when he first came out and he was like freaking cutting promos, like hilarious promos.
Yeah.
But he's sort of become that guy that you can't tell whether he's real. I mean, he's doing it for real or not. Like, he's hit that perfect stride of like, we know this guy is a combat athlete, he's legitimate, but when he gets put in peril, we still believe it. Like that whole hit to the turnbuckle thing, right? It's like, holy shit, like, I know that they don't do that, like, they blade in wrestling, but that didn't seem like a blade, Like, Brock has, I don't want to say mastered the art of pro wrestling, but he's damn good at it. And I don't think a lot of us think of Brock that way. We think of Brock as, monster comes in, suplex, finish, done, game over, right?
Yeah.
But
and people think of him as a mercenary as well. Like, people think he
yeah.
doesn't love the business, right?
No, but in recent years, to me, looking at what Brock has done, like, damn, he's given back to the business. He's put over people that deserve to be put over. And then the whole, like, don't want to work with Bray Wyatt thing, like, it kind of says a lot, lah. But, like, you can tell, like, his mind is actually very smart for the business. Or maybe he's just very smart for himself.
Do you think, right, that he has slotted into the Undertaker role in the business?
Yes.
Right?
I think so.
He has become, like, even though they talk about it during the promos, but I really feel that he's now the gatekeeper of WWE.
Oh, Brock came back on Raw and... Oh, okay, so challenged him to a rematch at Night of Champions, which makes sense because it's Saudi Mania.
Yes, he did.
He wants the pay, he's going to the Saudi for the paycheck lah.
Yeah. As I was saying just now earlier on in the episode, right? Like, he kind of spoiled Cody Rhodes' triple threat match and caused Finn Balor to win and beat the shit out of him. And then he was like cradling him on his tummy for some reason, being very weird, and like saying like, "Oh, you want me? Calling me a coward? Who's the coward now?" And then he challenged him to a fight.
Bro, if you've ever watched like some of Mike Tyson's old interviews and like when he's really hyped and in the mode, right? You wonder what the heck is he on? Is he about to kiss him? Is he about to bite him? Like, there's that sense of unpredictability, and I think Brock has tapped into that beast, that inner beast right now that you're like, I don't want to say anything that might offend him. He might bite my face.
I love his t-shirt now, bro. It's called Country Ass Kicking. That's his t-shirt. Country Ass. He wear the cowboy hat. Oh, perfect, bro.
All of a sudden, this become Brock Lesnar love fest. But I mean, you got to give the man his props. Like I just seeing what he's done in the past couple of years. Yes, just see how he sells exactly. I mean, I go back to when he took that big Claymore kick from Drew. Remember the way he flew out of the ring in the Royal Rumble? I was like, oh wow, that's a thing of beauty.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. And I think the one thing like you said, right? He chooses who he wants to work with, who chooses who he wants to put over, and I think he's working really, really hard to make Cody Rhodes the next John Cena, right? Like the
Yes.
next top babyface. So that's why they have people might think this is like a side quest, but I think this is a quest to test Cody to make him even stronger so that he's ready for Roman Reigns again.
Yes. And we've talked about this before. He should not be the first to win this Raw championship. People will start hating on him because people will start seeing him as, oh, they're just pushing him again. He's getting the John Cena push. Put him through peril. Make him go through this beast that is Brock Lesnar. Now, the question is, does he beat Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions? Because he already got his match. It was quote-unquote lucky win. Pins him in the Kimura and all that kind of stuff. How do we play this out? And will there be a third match? Because, let's say you have Brock win at Night of Champions, right? Now you need a rubber match. So you have a third match for Survivor Series, SummerSlam.
I think they should have
A third, for sure, right?
a third match. Yeah, like he need to have a decisive loss at Clash of Champions, and then they're like, okay, third match or I'm out, right? At Money in the Bank,
Right.
and
Okay.
then Cody Rhodes win decisively at Money in the Bank, and when everyone least expects it, he enters the match, Money in the Bank match.
Wow, so what? Cody with 2 matches on the night cannot lah. A bit much, right?
No, why not? Why not? They do a stipulation where whoever wins that last rubber match gets a spot, the final spot in Money in the Bank. I think that would be a great out for him to insert himself back into Roman Reigns territory, right?
Rishi says, I think we need 2-0 Cody. Brock can take the loss. I don't know about Brock can take the loss. I don't think it's good for his image for him to take a loss. Like, he can take a loss, of course, it's Brock Lesnar, right? But like, I don't think he should. I think it should be 1-1.
Even in his most recent run as Cowboy Brock, the only time he lost wasn't it like both time it was Roman Reigns and both time it was fluke, right? The crown jewel was a fluke.
Yeah.
And then the SummerSlam was he basically got buried underneath the rubber like Thanos like that. So
Exactly.
yeah. And I feel like Cody, since he already lost that one time at Roman Reigns against Roman Reigns, I think he can afford the loss more than Brock Lesnar at this point lah.
Okay. There you go. That's your Backlash pay-per-view. Okay, it's time for letter grades and number grades, everybody. Jump into chat. Upon 10, or you want to give A, B, C, D, E, up to you. But for me, the matches itself, like as a pay-per-view or a PLE, as a match card, I already give it like a solid 8. And then you add that ridiculous crowd. Bro, this is up there, bro. I'm thinking 9.5.
Woo! Okay, that's cool. You know what's funny? What? I feel like I enjoyed Backlash as like a watch through, like one-time watch through more than WrestleMania.
Yes, agree.
I mean, of course, the results do play a factor. Like the fact that Cody lost, that affected my enjoyment of WrestleMania. But as like a sit down, 3 hours, like from start to finish, I was invested. The crowd made it felt like one night stand in ECW.
It didn't feel tiring, right?
Yes, correct. And also, very interestingly, apparently it was the highest grossing Backlash, most viewed Backlash of all time, like the best performing Backlash. And I wouldn't disagree, even though the matches I mean, we've had Backlashes where it was The Rock versus Triple H in the Iron Man match kind of shit, but for some reason, I just felt like this was like a moment in time. Like when WrestleMania was a missed opportunity, this felt like the stars aligned, everything that had to be perfect was perfect.
It was just really good booking, and even if the booking was shady in certain places, like Seth versus Omos, you had the talent in there to make up for it.
Yep. And it was a very lean card, right? It wasn't. It didn't overstay its welcome. I think it had less than 8 matches or 6 matches.
I mean, the longest match was 25 minutes. I'm looking at it right now. It's Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, but that's because of all the Carlito and Savio Vega and all that bullshit.
Yeah. I would give this a solid, I would say an A, and I would give it a 8.5.
8.5. Okay. Yeah. For what it was, that's why I give it a 9.5. It's like damn near perfect. You know what I mean? Like
for what it was lah.
For what it was lah. Like, there was no main event championship match, so it was a bit like, that's why it stops it from being a 10. I feel like if you want a 10, like, you gotta have Roman Reigns, you gotta have the champion there, and it has to be a championship match, right?
Can you say, bro, this year, right, in PLE, right,
Yeah.
WWE has knocked it off the park for
Yeah.
each one of their PLEs.
It's
Royal
almost,
Yeah.
bro, it's almost as if the guy who was booking NXT Black and Gold is booking WWE right now. It's almost as if, huh?
Almost, bro. Not almost, but
Oh, God.
almost.
Look, if Vince really was hands off with this, then Vince needs to be hands off more. Let's just put it that way, okay?
Think about it. Royal Rumble knocked it out of the park. Elimination Chamber with the whole Sami Zayn story, amazing.
Yeah.
WrestleMania, for what it was worth, like it was a spectacle, right? No matter
Yeah.
the result. And now Backlash. Backlash, the one I at least expect it to do well.
Yeah.
Suddenly become like a hot,
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this going to be a problem? We're going into Saudi Mania, right? We're going into Night of Champions. Are expectations way too high now?
No, I wouldn't say they're too high, but the excitement is high. Like,
Right.
because there's things to look forward to. We have the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. We have Cody Brock 2.
Yep.
And now Roman Reigns is really going to return soon. So there's going to be some story involved with Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, the Usos. So that's going to be a long running story that's going to finish up as well. So I think there's going to be a lot of interesting plot points going
So
through.
okay, so to wrap things up, right? Heading into Night of Champions, now you have this World Championship tournament that
Yes.
involves SmackDown superstars, which I know some people have complained in the Discord. Say, huh? Why are SmackDown guys involved in the Raw Championship?
Yeah.
I guess it's an opportunity to showcase everybody. And if, let's say, the winner were to be somebody from SmackDown, just pull them to Raw, right?
Yeah, and also I saw the brackets.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
Raw ones are predictable. Yeah, you can put
Yeah.
it out if you want.
I'm looking at it right now. So Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, and Shinsuke. So Seth wins, right?
Yes.
Seth moves on. Finn Balor moves on from his. It was Finn, Cody, Miz. Yeah, obviously. Actually, you could have gone either way with Cody or Finn, but they wanted to do Cody Brock, so that makes sense. Seth versus Finn, right?
In a rematch of their Universal title.
Oh
Interestingly.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wait,
But of course, at the end of Raw, that was the main event. So Seth and Finn had a banger of a match.
right?
And Finn kind of got. No, so Seth kind of got his revenge on Finn because they recreated the spot, by the way, the one where they buckle bomb into the barricade.
Right.
But this time it was Finn buckle bombing Seth on the
Nice
barricade,
little long-term storytelling, huh? So, okay, we got Seth Rollins at the Night of Champions finals versus, so this is the other bracket. AJ Styles, Edge, and Mysterio. Oh, like some
Interesting.
old friends,
Smack-
huh?
Bro, SmackDown very unpredictable, bro, the brackets.
Yeah. The other side is Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley again, and Shamus. Wait, why is Drew not involved in anything? Poor Drew, why? Oh, he's still injured,
He's still injured or he might still be having issues with WWE in terms of contract. No idea.
shag lah. Okay. So, who do you think is moving forward on the SmackDown side to face Seth Rollins?
I would say Austin Theory might move to the finals.
Yeah. As
Just to
US
give him that
champion?
up. Yeah, as US champion. I do not know why, but he probably would.
But it feels a bit predictable, unless he drops the US title at some point. But it's like, unless they are trying to redo the whole. Remember, Seth was the champ at one point. He was world champion and US champion at the same time. So could they be doing the same thing for Austin Theory?
Well, if it was up to me, I would love Bobby Lashley because I think Bobby Lashley with the world heavyweight title on him would look amazing.
Yeah.
But I just feel like WWE is gonna push Austin Theory, give him more shine. I don't know why.
I mean, it doesn't it suck that we immediately have written off Sheamus? Like, we're not even bringing Sheamus up as a potential,
Poor fella lah, but it's okay lah. Fella got the brawling brutes to play around with. What about the other triple threat match, bro? Like is Edge due for one last world title run, bro?
See, I look at the other side, I go, hey, all the old fellas got AJ Styles, Edge, and Rey Mysterio. It doesn't matter who wins. It feels like the younger fellas should win. Or, like, I don't know, man. It's such a weird bracket on the other side. Like, AJ Styles is kind of... Sorry, what?
I was just saying, I like AJ Styles. The top AJ Styles is world heavyweight champion, though.
Okay, so, like, what? AJ Styles with the help of the Good Brothers and Mia Yim? Or... I don't know. I feel like he's come back very cold. And if they wanted to bring him back and put him in World Heavyweight Championship contention, they would have brought him back in a big way. But no, he just showed up at the draft. Oh, I'm back. Hello. We got drafted. So I feel
Okay,
like they don't have any plans for AJ Styles.
Within those three competitors, AJ, Edge, and Rey Mysterio, who would you want to go through?
Who would I want? I would want AJ Styles, but I feel like Edge
Yeah.
is going to go through. There's a difference between what I want and what I think they'll do.
Oh, very interesting. What if Edge and Austin Theory, and then in the finals, I think Edge.
Edge and Seth. Wait, Edge and Seth again?
Nah, I don't want Edge and Seth. Maybe Austin Theory wins against Edge, but like by cheating, and then
Okay.
Austin goes to the finals with Seth, but then Edge comes and like kind of like stir shit with Austin.
Triple threat and then make it a triple threat
No, like as in he costs Austin the victory, and then Seth wins, right? And then Edge and Austin can have this feud, because I remember very clearly Edge got said that he wants to work with Austin Theory before.
Okay, so it's quite obvious that Seth is going to win lah.
Yeah, but I don't mind, because I think he deserves it. Everyone and their mother wants him to be the World Heavyweight Champion.
True, and we all know that Seth is a Paul guy. Levesque loves
Yeah.
Seth. So yeah,
Yes.
it makes sense, right? And then of course, moving ahead, you could have Seth feud with whoever else, Brock, Cody, It makes sense. Yeah, sure. I'll go with that. Even though like I was kind of hoping Drew would be involved somehow. You know,
I like the thought of Drew becoming World Heavyweight Champion as well.
like throw in someone like I really dislike AJ Styles Edge Rey Mysterio, that match. Like everyone there has been a champion and everyone there is like, you know, way too overpowered for this already. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, if they wanted to throw a few curveballs, imagine if they put like, and this is a pipe dream. Imagine if LA Knight was in this tournament.
Oh, right. Put LA Knight in at least one of the brackets to make it interesting. Killer Cross. Karrion Cross, maybe. I know he's been garbage recently, but put him in there, make him contend, you know, at least give him some sort of a shine. They're like, nope, just give it to all the old faithfuls, the guys we know can draw.
And very funnily enough, we don't have Sammy and Kevin and so on in this tournament, meaning that they really are out of the world title picture, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, they have titles, they have double titles, so.
Yeah. And last scenario, a lot of people who have wanted actually, right, Jey Uso as like a random pick inside this tournament, because if he were to win or go to the final, more dissension with the bloodline, because someone else is going for the title, right?
Correct. I think, but that pipe dream is gone. The whole like, main event Jey Uso, like that's not gonna happen anymore. He's fully entrenched in his tag team, and they're just gonna move forward with them as a tag team.
Unfortunately, yes lah. But I don't know. Overall, Seth winning is great, but like, does that ruin the enjoyment for you?
So no, I mean, Seth has been very entertaining in the past couple of years. He's been that good hand, you know, and they put him in feuds to make people look better. I think he is due a win, but at the same time, I also think Drew is due a win. And maybe Seth wins, and guess who comes out to beat him down on Raw? Drew, a heel Drew.
Yeah, that would be dope.
And then you can have your first feud, Seth versus Drew, which is... Have they feuded before? I feel like that would be very fresh.
They've only feuded as part of the Shield when Seth and Dean fought against Drew and Dolph Ziggler, remember?
I remember this. So yeah, there you go. You could have like Nick's leveled up Seth versus leveled up Drew. And then Fias says, Seth wins, then Omar's come back. Hey, stop it lah, bro. That's a terrible idea.
Oh my god, I was just about to say, like, what if the first contender is Omar's?
Lah. No, bro,
God.
he already defeated Omos quite soundly, stomped him from the heavens, and that's it. No more. Go away. Omos, take a break.
You know, bro, Vince McMahon. If it was Vince McMahon booking, I want to make Omos
no.
title contender. Let's go.
No, Von Wagner, bro. Better. Von Wagner. He's a free agent, isn't he?
Of all the NXT exports, come on, let Braun Breaker, that's the most realistic one.
We talked about this last week. Braun Breaker, give him 1 year to play heel. He already got to practice playing face. Now he got 1 year to practice heel. He can come in next year. Give him time. He's still damn young. So much potential.
I love it. But overall, I think Backlash was great. I mean, SmackDown set the tone, right? Puerto Rico was amazing, and then today on Raw, we kind of saw what's next, right? Going into Saudi Mania Clash of Champions or Night of Champions. With the World Heavyweight title tournament, Cody, Brock 2, very interesting couple of weeks. I think we're going back into the momentum of having things happen, you know?
Absolutely. And okay, isn't the next pay-per-view the Night of Champions, isn't it the same or similar weekend as AEW? Or am I wrong?
I believe it might be,
Yeah,
Double or
okay.
Nothing is
Yeah.
22, right?
Double or Nothing is 28th of May. Night of
Oh
Champions.
no.
Hang on.
Night of
I
Champions
have it-
27.
Yeah, it's the same weekend, bro.
Oh no. That's gonna be
Head
crazy.
to head. Actually, no, Night of Champions comes first. And, well, I mean, as it stands, it looks like the better card.
Oh, wait. Bro, think about this, bro. Next week, we will probably have to start previewing like Grapple Max and SPW. And then the week after that, we probably have to preview Double or Nothing and Night of Champions. Oh man, May is gonna be packed, bro.
Absolutely. Hey, funnily enough, right? You had like championship tournament before, and then I mean in WWE, AEW also got championship tournament.
Oh yeah,
The four pillars tournament, which ultimately they shat on their own tournament, not to
It
go
was a
back.
farce, lah.
Yeah, they
Let's
did
be
the whole
honest.
tournament. Oh, but now it's gonna be a 4-way. Like what? Then the tournament for fuck.
Bro, it's not just Double or Nothing. Wait, it's not just Double or Nothing and AEW, right? There's also another tournament outside for Grapple Max as well, bro.
Huh?
Technically, their settled outside is a culmination of a tournament to crown who's the next number one contender, right?
Hey, May is a freaking what tournament month? Is it?
Yeah, shit. Okay. I just realized the timeline, bro. Say for example, this week is like 10th, right? Next week we have to preview settled outside because it's on the 20th.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm not wrong, isn't SPW Relentless that same weekend as well? Correct me if I'm wrong, bro.
I can
I'm
check
gonna
it
check.
out right now.
Yeah, I'm checking right now as well. Oh no, it's actually on. Alamak, it's on the 26th, bro.
So
Is
that
the-
week.
It's the weekend of the two shows.
Okay, we'll have to figure this out. It's just a lot of wrestling all at once. So you got Grapple Max on the 20th, and then the next weekend is SPW Night of Champions and AEW. Wow.
Yeah.
Cannot, bro. Cannot. I
Help
don't
a
have.
brother out. Help a brother out, bro.
I don't have that much capacity in my mind for that much wrestling, bro.
Okay, well, anyway, so next week, most probably, we might be previewing Grapple Max.
We will be, yes, absolutely.
We will see who wants to come and promote the show for us on the pod next week. And then the week after, we'll probably review the show and preview SPW, Grapple Max, SPW Double or Nothing, Night of Champions. Oh my god, my brain explode this May, bro.
Oh, you know what? Just check out our Discord. We'll update you on all things there on our Instagram account as well. Links all in the description. Of course, if you like what we do, drop by our Patreon page. And if you'd like to pledge, hey, we appreciate it. However much is comfortable for you. Thank you very much for the support of the podcast. Okay. It's time for us to get out of here. Let's go enjoy the rest of our day. Everybody in chat, thank you for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you. Let's shout out some of our patrons right now as well. The Shadow, Doc, Rishi, the scroller very slow. I'm waiting for the thing to scroll. Irvin, I'm trying to go from memory. Div Royalty, yes.
Yes.
Saleh as well.
Saleh, our dude, Saleh. Yeah, and everyone here as well. Rishi, Zayden, Fias, Jason, all of you. Thanks so much for joining our review of I want to say our review of Brock Lesnar, but no, our review of Backlash, right?
Well, we basically, made this a Brock Lesnar love fest as well. So it might as well be a review of Brock Lesnar too.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be an interesting summer for wrestling fans. And let's hope, the momentum keeps getting awesome, much more awesome. And we'll have more shows and more great things to talk about and more content for you guys as well.
Bro, June is going to be crazy too as a gamer because you got Diablo 4 coming out. You got Street Fighter 6 coming out. AEW Fight Forever. Who knows? Maybe it will come out. Maybe don't know. So that one still question mark. But at some point it'll come out.
KFB. Can we do a comparison, bro? I mean, I don't know whether we're allowed to do that. But once we review your if Fight Forever ever comes out, we review that, and then we do a comparison between 2K and
okay. I think the thing is it's two totally different games. One to me looks like a party game. The other one looks like a full-on wrestling sim. So,
very interesting you mention it like that because didn't people call AEW matches party matches?
Yeah. So yeah, it fits with the brand, if that makes sense. So okay, like when you have friends over, right? you're less likely to set up like a whole WWE 2K tournament thing. Like, wow, they want to be troublesome. No, you are more likely to go and set up like a just press, punch, kick, sort of a thing, like a Smash Bros, right? That's why Smash Bros is such a popular franchise.
Mm-hmm. I think at the end of the day, we might try to enjoy it, but we shall see the reviews first.
We might, bro. We will enjoy it for what it is. Let's just put it that way, okay? And that's it. All right, please enjoy the rest of your day, people, here on this Tuesday. Foreign, my brother, it's always a pleasure. As always, it's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building. Enjoy your week.
Let me see.